I want to thank you very much for the support over the last 10 years of work in the legislature and ask for your continued support on everything that we take up together. Thank you very much, and let's get on with our meeting.
In favor of this change to the bylaws, please raise your credentials. I just had a test. I know your voices work. I just wanted to make sure everyone's arms up. We've got a really packed agenda, so we're going to try and move through the beginning portion quickly so we can jump into the main event with endorsements and nominations. At this point, I am going to actually pass the gavel over to the first vice chair. We're going to head into consideration for position 2. I have chosen to take a position publicly in this race and need to pass the gavel.
Thanks, Brian. And I'm here tonight to ask for your vote. I would be honored to have the endorsement of this organization. I just want to promise you this. If I'm elected and I go to Olympia, I will fight for you and for this district and for our democratic values every single day.
Talk about what's important to me as your next state legislator. Getting the toxic bill through, fighting for a more equitable tax system, reforming the way Tim Eyman does business, and lastly, getting schools back on track. With my campaign gaining momentum each day, I still must humbly admit to this group that I cannot compete with Joe and Marcee in this forum tonight. They have been both known quantities in this room, and I cannot overlook that. I hope I can demonstrate to this distinguished body throughout the next couple of months that my campaign is viable and worthy of your support. So with that, Madam Chair, I humbly withdraw my nomination from tonight's proceedings.
Just a few examples to explain the kind of leadership and qualities that I've seen in Marcee. First, she's got the experience in Olympia. She's testified in hearings. She's been that voice that's helped push bills through and turn them into law. Second, she knows this district left to right, front to back. She's gone to school in White Center. She's gone to school in Burien. Her grandparents grew up on Vashon, where she spent a lot of her time. And then she raised a wonderful daughter here in West Seattle. Third, and one of the most important, she's a community organizer. I met her at Camp Wellstone, where she learned how to turn neighbors into a force.
Marcee Stone has 80 votes. Joe Fitzgibbon has 42. Marcee Stone captures the sole endorsement with 65.6%.
While our progressive values may support new revenue, this budget does come with cuts. But the new revenue and using some of our reserves and some additional federal funds really does help sustain many more public employees, state employees, particularly teachers.
Requirement was 50% or more. Marcee Stone has 244 votes, which constitutes 63.7%. So Marcee, you have received sole endorsement. Joe Fitzgibbon received a weighted vote of 139 for 36.3%. With that, ladies and gentlemen, unless there's any other business for this evening, I'll move to adjourn.
Well, not only did I get the endorsement, but I also got the nomination of the Democratic Party, which is hugely important to me. And I really couldn't have done it tonight without all of the supporters and volunteers that I've had who really organized to get this vote out for me. But what I want to do, I want to start knocking on doors more than I have, and that's where this campaign's going to be won, is knocking on doors.